But let's talk about listings here, Chris, because this is actually something that every agent who's marketing their business should use their listings to generate leads. But we still, even in 2019, find that the vast majority of them do a terrible job at taking listings and turning them into leads.
Well, you know, the biggest problem is they're trying to use software. So they're trying to use some technology that posts for them. That usually doesn't work the best it could. I was at a conference last week. That's why I missed the show.
Yeah.
I was sharing with the audience how if your relevance score of your Facebook ad is a 10 out of 10, you get a boatload of link clicks and a boatload of leads for a very low cost. But let's take a step back, Jimmy. What we're saying here is that your listings are one of the best ways to exponentially grow your database. How lucky are we, Jimmy, that we're in an industry where the product that you sell with a bunch of pictures, I think do we have a shot of it up on the screen?
We do.
Like the formatting matters there. I don't want to lie.
Sure.
Like the formatting matters. And the reason we're showing you guys that ad is because that is the format that we have found gets the 10s out of 10s. But the reason these ads work so well is something else, Jimmy, called creating an information gap. So part of it is that there's a lot of pictures. Part of it is that you should definitely choose the listing with the most curb appeal. But Jimmy, we have clients that add hundreds of people to their database by promoting one listing. We have clients that have grown their database more off one ad than people watching have grown their database in 1 year. So that's a big deal. But the key is you have to give and then you'll get. So what I'm getting at is if you look at that ad, there's pictures, there's a description, there's copy, there's embellishments, there's amenities, there's a lot of information. But we're creating a gap. We're saying, hey, here's a bunch of information. Here's the information you really want. And there's a gap. And to close that gap, you got to click and you got to go get that information you want. That would be things like the price. That would be things like the pictures. That would be things like the specific address, right? Those are the things that you can kind of put on your website, but not put in your ad to get as many clicks as possible. Let me give people another pro tip here, especially if you're a curator client and you've already been doing this. Another great way to do this, Jimmy, is to showcase the pictures of the outside of the home and then say, would you like to see the inside? Click here. You can go vice versa. Show the inside. Would you like to see what the home looks like from the curb? Click here. So this is a tried and true proven way to grow your database tremendously. And it's very closely related to what you guys want to be promoting anyway, which is your inventory.
So what's interesting about what you said there, this idea of the information gap, you mentioned 3 things that I want you to repeat, Chris, because there's 3 things you're saying that if you're going to promote your listings for the purposes of generating leads to grow your database, again, the show's called Double Your Database. What are the 3 things you're not including in the copy or in the ad itself that creates that information gap you're referring to?
Yeah, the 2 things that matter the most are the specific location of the home. And the price of the home.
Okay, so let me ask the audience one quick question. For those of you who are actively promoting your listings on Facebook right now, are you, let's be honest, are you promoting the listing and giving away those 2 things? Go ahead, Chris.
Yeah, well, I know they are because I see their ads. And so it's sort of like, hey, we've got a new listing in 90210 and it's 800,000, call me. That doesn't work. So that's the whole point. And a big part of that is you guys know buyers are picky. They don't want to go outside of their price range. And they don't want to go outside of their preferred zip code. So if they see an ad that says, hey, here's a listing in 90210, and they're looking in 90211, you're not getting a click. And if the ad says the house is $1 million and their budget's 800,000, you're not getting the click. But everybody watching wants the lead, right? So you got to be careful there.